pop that up here. So if you guys want, I'm not going to answer number 16. If you guys want to give me different questions to answer, I'll definitely do them here live, right off the cuff if you guys want to go that route. So I don't know if you want to, I don't know if a hashtag would work, or just ask a question and we'll go from there. But age, I am 29. I just turned 29 recently. How and when did you find out about Vanguard? So, what year was it? Jeez. I want to say like... how and when I found out about Vanguard? I forget what year it was, but I was playing with another group playing Duel Masters, and they just got hit with a cease and desist order for having their site running, and so that game started to dwindle, and I started looking for other card outlets. And I was on an old anime site, and every time I kept scrolling through it trying to find something to watch, I kept seeing Card Fight Vanguard pop up. Had no idea what it was. So one day I was like, I'll check it out. And this was the beginning of like early on season 1, and I watched it. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed old Aichi because at that time all card protagonists were super overpowered, or just really good at the game from the start, and it was refreshing to see Aichi take some L's early on. So I started watching it from there, and I got hooked, and I started trying to find it online, and that's when the old Beyond game was out. And so shout out to the old Beyond crew if you guys played during those years. And that's kind of where my journey started with Vanguard. My first Vanguard clan. So fun fact, Spikes were not my first Vanguard clan. At the time, Spikes were not a full-fledged clan. They were just it was like Juggernaut Maximum, General Safri, Bracky, like, or I don't think Safri was out then. It was just like bits and pieces. It was kind of like old Nubatama, where they had like 6 cards and you could splash them because it wasn't clan rule back then. So what actually got me into playing was watching Kamui play and old Genocide Jack, because I like really strong units with big power. So I really like Genocide Jack, and so my first clan was Nova Grappler, and I took so many L's because I was so bad back then. Gotta clean my mouth. So my first clan was Nova Grappler, and took a lot of L's there. And then I started experimenting with other clans. Even though this isn't mentioned here, my first victory came with Kagero. So little soft spot there for Kagero. Best Vanguard boy. Best Vanguard boy is Tetsu. If you guys disagree, that's fine. However, Tetsu is the best boy, bar none. Best Vanguard girl. I like Masaki. I like her character because I really like the one game she had with Asuka back in the old Vanguard series when she featured Tsukiyomi. Like, that was really cool just because she was really good at the game from there. My favorite clan and why. Obviously, for those that have been with me since forever ago, my favorite clan is obviously Spike Brothers. Why? Because they fit what I like to do. They fit my preferred style of play, which is to get a lot of big numbers on the board as fast as possible and try to beat my opponent over the head with them. And at the time, Juggernaut Maximum was around, and hitting for 21,000, was it 16,000, or insert booster here, hitting for 24 plus was really big back then. And and not many units could hit for that amount. So that's kind of what drove me towards Spikes. There was a course that time with Palamedes, because Palamedes used to be my favorite card back in the day, because Palamedes plus Marin or Toy Poogle was 21, 22,000, and that was really easy to come by. So that's what I liked it for, that, and being able just to attack a lot. And it was hard to hit more than 3 times in old Vanguard, and Spikes did that thanks to General Safe Read with blanking attackers with Maximum and Bracky. So that's what drove me to them. Least favorite clan and why? I am not a big fan of Link Joker, because I'm not a big fan of the lock mechanic. I understand why they wanted to go that route. I just didn't like me playing a rear guard centric clan, having clans that could lock down my circles and make them unusable. So that wasn't really fun to me. And even though there was ways around it, especially during the bad end era, being able to attack and blank your attackers out the way so it couldn't be locked down later, it was nice that there was some level of counterplay to Link Jokers for Spikes at the time. And then ever since then, especially around the Rondu time, it's always been like a little scary ghost in the back just lurking, being able to lock down my columns and make them unusable. So I wasn't a big fan of it back then. Retro, G, Premium, or Standard? I guess I will put Premium and Standard hand in hand. Like, my favorites, a lot of my favorite stuff happened during G era with like Hellheart 8, Ryzen, those cards, but I'm really enjoying Standard and Premium at the moment. I know a lot of people have their own opinions about the 2 formats, but I like it for what it is, and I'm enjoying it so far. So I put those 2 hand in hand, tied together. My Vanguard ship. My favorite Vanguard ship is either Korin Aichi or Miwa Masaki. I think those 2 are poised to set sail. Or at least they were back in the day. My favorite opponent. That's tough. I want to say my favorite opponent is my friend Korikai or Cliff, because it's just fun. Like, it's low pressure just because it's fun to play against them, but it's also really competitive because we both want to win. But at the end of it, there's no real salt involved unless it's like bad luck that we had during the game. So I think Korikai is my favorite opponent. Favorite Vanguard YouTubers. So besides myself, I'm really a big fan of Different Fight, my boy Chris, and I'm also a big fan of Nexus Core, because those, especially Atlas and Matt and Root Beer, because those 3 guys frequent my Discord channel, so we've gotten to be good friends over the years, and shout outs to them for having me on their podcast and being willing to do stuff with me and help me out when I needed to. Your favorite Vanguard ship is Immortal Galleon. Well done. My favorite Vanguard memory. My favorite memory outside of starting the game is me winning ARG Nationals this past August. Just because it's really my first big Vanguard win. So it's definitely gonna stick up there for me as one of my top achievements and one of my top moments. And I have the trophy back here if you guys want me to put it up on camera. So if you guys want to see it, let me know. What else do I play? Well, I'll talk about all the games I have played and stuff I've played more recently. I've dabbled with Magic the Gathering for a time. I dabbled with Pokemon for a time. Duel Masters was the first game that I played from inception up until it was over. I've touched Yu-Gi-Oh for like a week. I've also played Beyblades. Shout outs to what's it, Hasbro, because I love Beyblades. I wish the anime would keep updating. More recently, I've played Hearthstone. I played it really hard for like 3 months just to try to get Legend for the first time, and then I stopped playing it. Good old Hearthstone streamer, the Legend. Yeah, I got it one time, and since then I haven't hopped back into it. I actually haven't touched a game in like 2 months, so I've been fading ranks and not getting the card back, so I feel kind of bad about that. But if I'm not really interested in playing, I'm not gonna play it and force myself to play it, because that's just the way I am. So show you guys the championship. Here's the trophy. See that? If it fades in. So yeah, this was the ARG Nats trophy for first place, and shout outs to everybody there, all my opponents. That was my first time playing OTT Geese. That was big hassle. Yeah, Beyblade is a legit scene. It's not RNG really. There's a lot of strategy that goes into it. Yeah, it is very prone to tier 0 formats. I actually used to sell Beyblades for like one fall in college. I made a decent money from it, but I broke even because having to buy them and ship them from Japan was a pretty penny. Have you ever called Final Turn? I have, but not seriously. Yeah, I've never called Final Turn seriously, just because I think it's kind of a bad manners thing to do, so it's not really a big thing that I've done before. But I have called it, like, mess around with folks at the local area. Let's see, which Vanguard unit would you want to be? I would probably want to be Ryzen Nova or Ryzen Great Star, if they're one and the same. Just because I like the idea that he's so good at football or gallows ball that he doesn't need steroids or enhancements just to keep whomping people. And I love his lore of him stiff arming Gaia Emperor into the stands. Shout out to Tis. Oh yeah, definitely. If you guys have any Vanguard needs at all, give Tis Skill here a shout out. Give him a look. If he wants to, he can put his business email into the chat here. I have no problems with that. And we're gonna skip number 16. If you guys have other questions, we can definitely answer that, but I'm gonna move on. My favorite Vanguard anime season. I have a real big nostalgia spot for season 1, so that's definitely gonna be my answer. The best Vanguard opening belongs to the Legion era because that song is very hype. I used to have it saved on my YouTube playlist somewhere, but I haven't found it since. But that is by far the best intro. And do you have a local shop? Actually, I have 3. There's three local scenes near me that are all within about half hour from me. It's hard for me to go to them sometimes because either it's during the weekday when I'm working, so I kind of don't want to go down the highway because they run late, so getting home at 11 o'clock at night after working is kind of not fun. Or it's on the weekend, and more times than not I'm busy on the weekends. I'm doing stuff with my wife, so, or hanging out with family, so I don't have the opportunities to make it out there every week. Let's see, do you have a second main clan besides Spikes? Presently, no. I was gonna jump in the Shadows, but after playing it for a time, I wasn't a huge fan of the play style, for standard at least. I might jump into Neo Nectar because they feel very similar to Spikes, but I enjoy making the free tokens. That's really fun. I actually might play a Neo Nectar game here before before the stream signs off. Oh yeah, Ryzen Nova definitely stiff arm guy Emperor into the stands. Check out his lore if you don't believe me. I think it's either his lore, and it's also I think the lore of Chrono Dran, because it's that whole big fan fiction story where he talked about Chrono Dran going to watch the exhibition game. Hey, what's up, Fred? How's it going, man? Christopher, best character. Do I believe Tokarambu should get standard support? I'd be fine with it. The question would come to, would Bushiroad want to bring it westbound? Because they kind of just screwed over all Tokarambu players by not giving them the second wave of stuff that they got, which was very, very well positioned at the time. So those are all the questions. Hope you guys enjoyed that little snippet. I could keep answering any more questions if they pop up, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put together a Neo Nectar deck and play some standard with it.